Hello, David Bradley from the box room. I have another box of things that I found. I have a feeling. Oh, I'm just gonna move my basket over. Just looking to make sure. Excuse me 1 second. Is my microphone is on? Okay, so I stick my hand into this box, and what do I find? Excellent question. It is. Oh, it's some kind of sound converter. I will have to look this up. I'm just trying to see. There is something else in here. It looks pretty. It has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Okay, so it's a 25 pin DIN. It is. It sort of has Mickey Mouse ears on it. Yeah, I'll have to. And it has, the other part is a phone cord. I will have to search. Anyway, I'll throw that in the basket of things to be tested. What do I find now? Oh. Okay, this is an RF modulator from a Vic-20, and it does seem to have the cord. This would plug into the video on a Vic-20. This would plug in. Well, yeah, that would plug into the switch on the back of the TV, and here is the RF modulator. Once again, not something I'm going to or can really test today. I'll put it in the basket. What do we have here? I think I know. Oh, yes. This is special. This is indeed a serial cable for a disk drive or a printer to go between a Commodore 6. But this one is, I would suspect, maybe 12 feet, 10, 12 feet long. This is handy if you have a printer far off on a shelf or on another desk or a table or whatever. Very, very handy. The original cables were okay if you had the typical setup where you had a computer with a disk drive and maybe the printer on the other side. Here we have another video cable. Is this a genuine Commodore cable? It does not seem to be. Much like others, I found yellow, red, white, 8-pin for later 64s, not the very early ones. Probably just dandy. What else is in here? Huh. Looks like some fishing line. This, of course, is a thing that would connect a 9-volt battery to a thing. Fortunately, it's not attached to anything else. Is it ever going to be helpful? Probably not, but I'll throw it in the bin of things to be checked over. What do we have here? Oh my. We have... Things are falling, things are falling. I'm sure, yep. 6-pin in, another serial cable. About 5 feet long. Needs to be tested, but I'm sure it's fine. Now what is this amongst more fishing line? Okay. So this would be a printer cable. Probably for an Amiga 2000. I cannot emphasize this as much as I possibly can emphasize this. If you have a 1000, do not just take a cable like this and do whatever to hook it up. It will kill the printer. There is a different voltage thing going on. Once again, this too, we tested. This would also work probably on an older IBM something. What do we have here? Aha. Okay, this is a good thing. It's a little It's seen better days, but it's okay. This is a video cable for a Commodore 64. It would work on either because it has, wait for it, 5 pins, and then it has the plugs. White, red, and yellow. So it could be used on any, and of course I typically keep the one plugged in around here, the 5 pin, so I can test anything. But this will be handy. But once again, needs to be tested. Oh my. Oh my. I do believe there's more power supplies here. Oh yeah. What is this now? Oh. Yes. This one is much the same as the one for the 128. It's kind of yellowed, except it has a switch on the top, which leads me to think it is for an Amiga, although it does not say that. I would have to check and make sure that it might work on a 128 as well. Don't hold me to that. Anyway, the Amiga ones had a switch. So into the basket. Oh dear, I've got cables in the basket that are interfering with the cables on the desk. All right, what do we got? Okay, this here. This also needs some cleaning. This is an IEEE to IEEE cable, used not to connect a PET to a disk drive, but to hook like a disk drive to another disk drive or to another printer. The edge connector on a PET goes to the edge of the board, and then from then on you daisy chain using cables like this. This one does indeed look like it could use some tidying and cleaning, like especially right on the ends here. Looks kind of, yeah. But it probably works. I think I will take this downstairs where I have other cables that I will look at some point. So we're going to set that one here. Oh, what do we have? What do we have? I'd love to find another Commodore 64 power supply. I would love to. Okay, this cords. I'm sure I really don't need to test this, but this is just a typical cord, which would work on many things, sometimes the Commodore monitors, certainly the 1541, and other things. It's funny, I see sometimes people advertise a regular 1541 and they say, don't have the power adapter, and it's really nothing exotic. It's just a basic line cord. And what do we have here? Oh, okay, this also is a power supply, and it actually says on the top it's for a 1541-2, a 1571-2, or a 1581. And I don't have any of that handy at this moment to test. It is a little different than the other ones. It's just a different kind of shape, but a similar size. Also has cute little feet that keep it off of things, I guess, for just a little better airflow. So you can see the documentation on there is a little more complete, unlike the one that I think is for an Amiga 500 that doesn't say anything at all. It does say Commodore, though. All right. We're getting there. Aha! Now this one looks nice. This is another IEEE to IEEE cable. This one is longer. That is handy, because especially with some printers, like the daisy wheel ones and stuff, they were often, let me see how long this is, they were often kept other places. I would think maybe 10 feet or so. They were often kept other things. Sometimes they even had like covers, like to protect you from the noise of the battering printer. But that looks just dandy. I will take that down to the pet room. Oh yes, I think I have found one. Oh yes, this is a Commodore 64 power supply. It has taken a bit of a wonky hit on the corner, but these things happen. And the cord needs some, anyway, like many things, needs a little tidying up. Here's a rubber band around here. Well, of course, it will have deteriorated probably. Well, not too bad. Still got some snap. Now, what I'm going to do, as I have said, another thing, is I am going to plug this in. And I'm going to check the voltage. Oh, there's a rubber band that's gone bad. I'm going to plug it in over here. Certainly, I'm not going to do any tidying until I've had a chance to check it out. I'm going to leave it here while I grab the next thing, and then I will check and see if it's getting beastly hot. Oh, here's another simple, basically, line cord. As much like the other, could be used for all kinds of things, Commodore or not Commodore related. Now I'm going to put my hand on this power supply, and I do not feel tremendous heat. I'm going to let it sit there a little longer, because I'm going to grab something else. Alright, another video cable, and it's the typical white, red, yellow, 8-pin DIN. So, Commodore 64, most of the Commodore monitors, it will need to be tested. Oh my, what is this? This appears to be oh my, it's an old game thing. Digital Diamond. And I would have to look up much about it. It does seem to take batteries, but the cover is missing. I have no clue. Maybe I'll find the cover in the box. It seems to have some spring-loaded something to bat. Oh! Uh-huh. Okay, so it looks like an early baseball game. And I'll definitely have to look into that. There do seem to be some instructions on the back. Definitely, I'll put that in the basket. Will I ever find it or get it going? Probably not. Oh, I know what this is already. It's a data set. I know it. Oh, and it has a tape inside, and it's been slimed on the top by some sort of something. That will take some serious stuff to get off. Sorry, data set. Commodore 64 TEP. Let's see, is there anything on the... oh, and the door is coming off. Oh my, that's not good. And the tape says nothing. Okay, so... there's the door. Kind of slimed. I think I'll toss that in the basket. I wonder, do I really need the door? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, wait a sec. Is there some writing? Anyway, this will go in the basket. There is some writing on here. It is very faint. Oh. I don't know if this will help. Vocabulary 4.40. And this side, I don't see anything. All right. In the basket. We're not quite there. The box is almost done. What do I feel? Oh my. Oh. Maybe. Wow. Okay. This perhaps, boy, it's funny, it seems to take two different kinds of batteries. I'll have to look up more on this too. It is Einstein. I think maybe it flashed the lights and you had to repeat it, maybe. The date inside of it says, I don't know if you can see that. I'll try. September 1980, September 1980. Maybe if I turned over, you can see it upside down better. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, Einstein. I think perhaps a novelty, but who knows, maybe some point I'll try and connect it. What do I have here? Oh, what do I have here? Oh, it's another power supply for 1541.2, 1571.2, or 1581. And yes, in the basket. Now, this power supply has been sitting here for a while, and it is not getting beastly hot. So, it is time to put it into the tester. And it comes up at 5.19. That I think is within acceptable parameters, I believe. The other one I tested was a little under 5. I'm going to pull that out. And I happen to have a 64 right here. And the monitor, the monitor might have turned off. Oh dear. Okay, I'll check that. I'll check that after. To get to the monitor, I have to reach way over there. I'll probably knock the camera down. It won't be pretty. So I will leave it unplugged from the 64, but I will check it. Now, what else is in here? Oh, okay. It does appear to be a kind of a dirty koala pad. Another thing that needs to be checked over, I don't see the pen around. It certainly needs to be cleaned, but if it doesn't work, what's the point? Unless it's just for a museum display. Somewhere, I'm sure I might still have the program. Or, who knows, maybe if I ever get into the modern era where I use the SD card readers, I could probably download it. All right, are we done? No, we are not done. All right, way back when, there was a program called The Manager. The Manager. It was a database. It was on a PET. And this is a dongle for it. It was, you could keep it on your keychain. This one, you'd have to be careful with, because I'm not sure if you can see this, but the end, which should be solid, is broken off. So it would be possible, if you were not careful, to put this on and maybe have it not line up properly, and that might be trouble. There is voltage on the cartridge, on the cassette port on the machines. Anyway, I think mostly what this is cool is, in terms of the artifact value, is, oh, and by the way, at the time, this was put out by Commodore. It was. Anyway, I think what I might do is I might set this aside. Maybe I'll just stick it on my keys. Not that I'm ever going to use it with, or maybe I'll use the Manager. I think I probably have it around somewhere. Might even have the instructions. Anyway, it's for a database. And of course, way back when, this was all new. This was all magic. And this would make sure that somebody couldn't go into your database and steal your vital customer information or whatever. Or I suppose most people probably just left it in, because it was probably in their office and trusted people were using it. All right. Almost there. Oh. This box will go to the recycling, to be sure. There's a rubber band. lost its boing. All right, we'll get the last bits out of here. No pun intended. All right. This of course, is another serial cable. And it could use a little cleaning. Anyway, into the bin to be tested. And I think there's not much exotic here. Another basic line cord. 120 volts for those overseas. I'll put that down. What do we have here? Okay, well this is interesting. This is indeed a video cable with a 5-pin in, which would work on an early 64. And it has two wires, one is black and one is red. It does seem there was another, but it has been snipped. So I'm assuming that this would work on an early 64 or a Vic-20. Perhaps a Vic-20, but I would have to test it. So now this bin that was empty is remarkably full. What else? Another, I'll leave the stuff on here. Ooh, stuff. Another basic line cord. Nothing exotic. This could be one for a Vic-20. It's hard to say. They were typically gray. And let's see, is there anything that I have missed in here? No. So, this box can go be recycled. I wonder. No, I was thinking maybe I would try and reach over to get at the power on this Commodore 64 with this power supply, but no, I know bad things will happen. So there comes a time when you say, no, not doing that, not now. All right, well, thanks for coming, and I will continue to explore. I'm hoping to soon go downstairs and open up the pet that I excavated. Maybe I'll do it as I record. I think there's just one screw to come out. Who knows what's inside? Is it just a pet? Is it a super pet? Has it got some other exotic ROMs in there? Who knows? It's certainly, it's missing the name cover thing. And somebody has written on the front, I think in pen, or maybe they've scratched it in, kind of what it is. And it has a letter from, not a letter, it has a label from ComSpec. So it was probably one from some far-flung Board of Education from somewhere. I'll have to look for further documentation. But certainly somebody wanted somebody to know what it was, because the name badge is gone. I would say this would be, depending on how it goes, it probably would be a good one to transplant things out of rather than put things into, I think. But once again, we'll see. All right, so thanks for coming. Stay tuned. Maybe I'll see about testing this power supply on this Commodore 64. Perhaps. Until we meet again, David Bradley from the Box Room. Bye for now.